Good morning, students. In this video lesson, we will be dealing with the NCERT questions regarding the topic covered nutrition of chapter 6, that is life process, and some of the assignment questions which I have given to you. So, hope in all these days you have prepared your notes according to the topic covered through video lesson. You have watched all the video lesson for this topic, that is nutrition. We have already covered nutrition in plants, animals and human beings. Okay, so after this we will start with the respiration topic. Now this one is a paragraph based question which is the current blueprint of your board question paper. So in this, a concept will be given to you regarding the syllabus covered and 4 questions. So let's deal. Now this paragraph you will study, you will find that it is the detailed description of a cross section of leaf. In that, here I have made the cross section of the leaf. This is waxy cuticle, upper epidermis, then palisade layer and the spongy layer along with the chloroplast here also and here also. These are known as the mesophyll cell. Okay, then there are there is air spaces. This is the lower epidermis with a stomata, and stomata, these two are the guard cell, and this is the vascular bundle, that is xylem and phloem. So this we have already done in the previous class. Now let's take up the question. Mention two functions of lower epidermis. So two function of lower epidermis will be, first of all, stomata allows exchange of gas, and through here only the transpiration takes place. Okay, so be very particular about the statement you are writing in your answer. If there is any explanation required, then only you are supposed to give it. Okay, in a diagrammatically based question, write everything in points, label the diagram what is asked. Don't unnecessary, don't just label anything, irrelevant things please don't mark in the figure if it is not at all asked. Okay, regarding the marks based, whatever the marks is given to the question, please see to it and then you write in points. Okay, then don't just write the repetition sentence which is already given in the question. Don't repeat your sentence again and again just to frame up the answer in points. Okay, now next is where are chloroplasts present in leaf. So you can see chloroplasts are present in palisade layer also, that is mesophyll cell, and in stoma also, though it is not drawn here, but in the guard cell you have already learned the structure of the stoma. So here also, so you will write the answer. Chloroplasts are present in palisade layer and in stoma. Right function of xylem and phloem. So xylem transport water and minerals, okay, from the soil to the all parts of the plant, and phloem translocate food from the leaf to the all parts of the plant. Write one structural and one functional difference between lower epidermis and upper epidermis. So first we will see lower epidermis. Now in lower epidermis, structure is that there are many stoma, okay, and there is no, we have cuticle. But in the upper epidermis there is only one stoma, or it is negligible, means no stoma, and there is waxy cuticle. So this will be the structural function. And functional one, upper epidermis provides protection and allows the light to come to the mesophyll cells, and the lower epidermal, it allows exchange of gas and transpiration. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Now next, how do guard cell regulate opening and closing of stomatal pore? In the given figure, label the structure 1, 2, 3, 4 marked in the diagram. Now 1 will be epidermal cell, two will be, as you know, this is the chloroplast, nucleus, and this is the stomatal pore. Okay, now how do guard cell regulates opening and closing of stomatal pore? Here also you will be writing down in points. So opening and closing of stomata is regulated by gain or loss of turgidity of the guard cell. When guard cell absorb water from surrounding cell, they swell up, become turgid. As a result, their thick inner wall moves outward, creating a pore in between the two guard cell, and therefore the stomata opens. Now, when the guard cell loses water to the surrounding cell, they become flaccid. Okay, and as a result their inner thick walls moves inward and it closes the stomatal pore. So this will be the answer. Prepare it in points. Now next was one homework was given to you. Where do plants get raw materials required for photosynthesis? So now when you are writing this type, kindly write all the things, means all the raw materials, not only the carbon dioxide and water, whatever is required for photosynthesis, because it is already mentioned in the question. Okay, so you will be writing the raw materials required for photosynthesis are carbon dioxide. Now from where do it get? Plants get it from atmosphere through stomata of leaves. Next, water, plant get it from the soil. Okay, next is sunlight, then plant traps it, okay, from solar radiation. That means ultimate source of the light is sun. And next is the chlorophyll, plant gets it from the green leaves and the green stem. Now I hope the sequence of answering, how you will answer the respective question is clear to you. Now describe cross section of leaf. We have already seen the cross section of leaf. Now one thing I want to make it clear, if this is of 3 marks, please kindly at least label 3 parts of the cross section of leaf. Though there are many, but you must at least label it 3 and then describe it in points. Okay, so all the points should be in a descriptive manner. Means one point, either you are dealing with the epidermis, then you write epidermis, that is lower epidermal layer and the upper epidermal layer. Then with the waxy cuticle, everything should be written. Now next, is nutrition a necessity for an organism or not? Now first of all, just look at that is why we are taking this nutrition. So we are taking this nutrition for food. That means through nutrition we get the food. So we can say yes, it is necessity. Why? Because food is required for acquiring energy for various metabolic processes, growth of new cell, repair or replacement of worn out cell, and developing resistant against disease. So at least 4 points you will be writing in it. Okay, next is explain the nutrition in amoeba. So while writing this answer, all the points should be there. That means how the amoeba draw nutrition. Okay, so that the key point should be there. What are the key points? You will be writing phagocytosis, okay, pseudopodia, that term should be there. Okay, so whatever I have made you write, that means nutrition in amoeba. First you will write process of nutrition in amoeba has 5 steps. Okay, so all the steps you will be writing: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, egestion. Okay, either you can make a flow chart with respective diagram. I have made you given you the diagram. So diagram on the left hand side and right hand side the description. Means if you are making the diagram on the left hand side, then write it on right hand side regarding ingestion, then digestion, absorption, assimilation, egestion. Okay, and diagram should be labeled for it. So here again one question, if this question requires a diagram, please make it, otherwise your marks will be deducted. Now what are the different steps involved in nutrition of animals? Again, in this question we have already dealt with the steps of the nutrition in animals, that is animals have holozoic mode of nutrition. Okay, so that all the steps, all the 5 steps you will be writing in this one. I hope it is clear, all the 5 steps, the definition of all the 5 steps. Okay, now it is very easy. Draw human digestive system. If it is of 5 marks, then at least label 5 parts. Okay, now define peristaltic movement. We already know what is a peristaltic movement or peristalsis. So again, and what is the importance of it? So peristaltic movement is a wave of alternate contraction and expansion that passes through the gut from esophagus to large intestine, and it moves the food forward in a regulated manner along the digestive tract, okay, for its processing. That means it pushes the food forward, and it does not only occur in the esophagus, but it also occurs throughout the whole alimentary canal. Okay, now what is the function of digestive enzyme? What is the function? First of all, what is a digestive enzyme? First of all, what are they? So digestive enzymes are basically the hydrolytic enzyme, okay, which causes breakdown of complex and insoluble components of food into simple, soluble and absorbable substances. Okay, now here you will be giving one example, like you can give digestive enzymes secreted by digestive glands located in different parts of the alimentary canal. For example, small intestine, okay, is the site of complete digestion of carbohydrate, protein and fat. For example, digestion of carbohydrate, then you can give starch acted by amylase to maltose. Digestion of protein, pepsin act on the protein and breaks down the proteases. Okay, digestion of fats, like this any one example you can give. I am giving you example of small intestine, any example you can give. Next, what will happen if mucus is not secreted by gastric glands? Now, if the mucus is not secreted by the gastric gland, then what will happen? So, it would lead to acidity and formation of gastric ulcer due to corrosion of inner lining of stomach. Now, why it will corrode? Because mucus covers the inner lining of stomach and protects it from corroding action of HCl. Okay. Next is the what is the role of mouth in digestion of food? So while we were dealing with the digestion process, I have already taught you what is the role of the digestion. So you can write digestion starts in the buccal cavity, where the food mixes with the saliva, which contains salivary amylase, which is split starch and glycogen into maltose. So this thing you have to write in the same manner. If it come in NCERT question, it is given what is the role of acid in our stomach. So likewise you will be writing the same thing, means respective answer you will be writing. Okay, now next, this is the step of holozoic nutrition in animals. This can be the answer of that, means how the nutrition in animals or what are the different steps. So this can be the answer, you can note it down. Okay, now next, what is the why is diffusion insufficient to meet the oxygen requirement of multicellular organism like humans? So we have already discussed it. So how will you write? All cells of multicellular organism are not in direct contact with the surroundings environment to deliver oxygen to all parts of the organism. Okay, why? Because all the cells that constitute external surface or the organs or body, they are not living, rather dead. So it reduces the rate of diffusion, and diffusion is insufficient to meet the oxygen requirement of multicellular organism like human, because if diffusion has to move oxygen in human body, it will take long years, okay, approx 3 years to carry a molecule of oxygen from a lung to get to a toe. Okay, so hence we can say the diffusion is insufficient to deliver oxygen. Moreover, uh, in case of multicellular, only the cells present in the surface layer are in direct contact with the surrounding, but the other cells and the internal organs are not in direct contact with the surrounding environment. Okay, that's why it is in the diffusion, only the diffusion process is insufficient. Now, what criteria do we decide whether something is alive or not? We have already discussed it, that the major criteria used to decide whether something is alive or not is movement. Why? Because it includes everything: breathing, growth, development, molecular movement in metabolic activities. Next, what are the outside raw material used by an organism? Now, in this type of question, when it is coming by an organism, that means you have to mention all the three. Okay, means autotroph, organism, and heterotroph. So you will be writing the important raw materials used by an organism are: autotroph uses carbon dioxide, water, and minerals as raw material. Heterotroph uses organic material as raw material. Okay, so that will be the answer. Now, what process would you consider essential for maintaining life? Now, there are many processes which are considered essential for the life. Okay, we have already seen it: nutrition, excretion, transportation, respiration, movement, everything. Whatever growth, reproduction, exchange of material. Now, these were the all the life processes which were required, means which were the basic actions and the functions of living beings which were essential for their survival. Now, reproduction is a life process. It can be considered as a life process, but it is not a daily basic requirement or essential for maintaining life. It is necessary for the sustainment of the life on this earth. That means for the generation to generation, for the generation passing on from one generation to another. So we can say that reproduction is considered as a life process, but it is not necessary to maintain life. Okay, now I hope this is clear. But it is important to continue the generation because it maintains life cycle of life. An individual can continue its life even without reproduction. Okay, so for this answer you will be writing the essential processes considered for maintaining life are movement, nutrition, respiration, transportation, and excretion. Okay, now what are the difference between autotroph nutrition and heterotroph nutrition? Very easy. Make a chart. One side you write autotroph and heterotroph, and at least 4 difference you must know. Okay, so that is very easy. Where do plant gets each of the raw material required for photosynthesis? We have already discussed. Now photosynthesis, then again you will be writing carbon dioxide from where it is getting, water from where it is getting, sunlight, and then chlorophyll. Okay, now what is the role of acid in a stomach? Now the role of acid in a stomach, that is the hydrochloric acid. It is an important component of gastric juice. You can write it. And it is secreted inside the stomach, which makes the medium acidic, which is very necessary for the activation of enzyme pepsin. It also kills the germs and bacteria to purify the ingested food. Okay, now what is the function of digestive enzyme? Again, already we have discussed what is the function. Means they are secreted by digestive gland, which are located in different parts of the alimentary canal, and they cause breakdown of complex and insoluble components of food into simple, soluble, and absorbable substance. Next is, how is a small intestine designed to absorb digested food? So a small intestine is a long tubular passage, and the digested food is taken up by the walls of the intestine. The inner lining of the small intestine has villi, that means a finger like projections, which are called villi, which increases the surface area for absorption of digested food. And this villi is richly supplied with blood vessel, which takes absorbed food to each and every cell of the body. Okay. Now again, how fat are digested in our bodies? Where does this process take place? So fat are digested inside the intestine, where this part receives the bile juice from the liver and enzyme lipase from pancreatic juice. All these things you will be writing. Okay. Then bile contains certain salts which bring down the emulsification of fat. Okay. So this you will be writing, and then the enzyme lipase also from the pancreatic juice, all this thing. I hope this is clear. Now what is the role of saliva in the digestion of food? Now what is the role? So you will be writing that it contains an enzyme, salivary amylase, which converts starch into maltose. Okay. It also softens the food for easy crushing, and it also prevents infection by the microbes that often enter along with the food. Now what are the necessary condition for autotrophic nutrition, and what are its byproducts? So what are the necessary condition? So the necessary conditions are carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll, light, and temperature. And the byproduct given out in this process is the oxygen. Now I will, till this we have completed nutrition topic, okay, of this chapter. Now all the assignment which you have done, kindly relate to it, that in the same manner you have written down your answer. Okay. So I have discussed most of the questions related to, in this way your question will come in your board exam. Now along with this I will be giving you the assignment. Kindly do it in your note copy with the date itself. Okay. So next we will be starting with the respiration one. Kindly read NCERT and do all the assignment, follow video lesson regularly. So that's all for today. Thank you.